Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to another PalaView Market Research video. Today, we're going to be discussing what it means to be great, what it means for you to become great. And much of this conversation is actually centered around a few very simple ideas. The first is a quote by Tim Grover. Interested people watch obsessed people change the world. Grover, pictured here, famously worked with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Dwayne Wade on their mind and body to pursue this exact topic. What does it take to achieve greatness? So stop asking yourself, what am I interested in? What is the internet telling me is a way I can reliably make money? Ask yourself, what am I obsessed with? What can I spend 100 hours a week doing and it doesn't feel like work? And to me, the most reliable way to figure out what you are obsessed with is to first figure out what you do that you do not seek permissions or prescriptions to do. Yesterday, we briefly talked about this idea of prescriptions in the context of Kapil Gupta and his books. Gupta teaches us that whatever you are seeking out in the external world to learn how to do X, Y, or Z thing is an indication that you fundamentally lack seriousness on that specific hobby or interest. Put another way, there's this old, probably fake story of someone approaching Mozart, asking him, "Oh, so you started writing symphonies at 11 years old. I'm 25 now, and I want to start. Do you think I'm too old to start?" Mozart famously responds to him, telling the man that in fact he's not old enough because when he was 11, he did not seek anyone's permission to start. If you are seeking permission, even if you are looking to others to learn how, rather than simply starting and learning on your own, you lack seriousness. That isn't to say you shouldn't learn from others, but that should be a secondary action that fills your periods of rest, not a primary action. If this pursuit towards doing great things interests you, you must learn to ask yourself fundamentally different questions. Not what would a good brother or son or friend do, but what would the freest version of myself do? How can I maximize and protect my freedom to do and to spend my time exactly how I want to, how I need to? And this question leads us to our next theme. I heard Alex Hormozi say something exceptionally wise once. He had this epiphany after watching The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary. He said something along the lines of, people study, people like Jordan, to try to learn what he has that other people do not have. But Hormozi points out that it isn't what he has, it's about what he doesn't have, what he is missing, what he is willing to sacrifice for what he cares about. This is how we get close to what is true. It is not by adding new traits or new abilities. It is by removing things to allow room for the parts of yourself that already exist. I would make the case to you that this journey only begins when you begin facing your own fears head on. By slaying your own dragons first, to do things you think you can't do but must do. Things that will guarantee that if you do achieve them, you will be so satisfied with yourself that you will view every day following that success as all bonus. Extra time you almost no longer feel entitled to having, because then and only then will you be able to transcend to begin slaying the dragons that the group fears. And that, my friends, is where the real treasure is to be found. And it does not matter how and where you start. Simply starting this process and committing to this will guarantee that you stand out amongst more than 99.99% of people. Because being 1 out of 100, the top 1%, is not even close to good enough. The mind and memory of men has been and will always be held by those who follow their great visions. So follow them and do not hesitate any longer. Build your will to act consistently towards where you need to go. Guys, if this resonates with you and you need help staying on track, feel free to DM me. I'll see you guys tomorrow.